SpaceX versus Blue Origin is the biggest rivalry in the history of the space industry. SpaceX and Blue Origin are fighting to lay claim to the commercial space market, but can reusable rockets really push costs down? Elon Musk goes into space and makes some money, a lot of money, but Jeff Bezos is back at it again, and he's got something, a big rocket ship. Elon Musk is a cool dude, but I don't think I'm a fan of his romantic rivals, the guys from Blue Origin. The battle of the century is heating up in space. Watch Elon Musk go head to head with Jeff Bezos, who wants to colonize Mars first. In the private space race between SpaceX and Blue Origin, who will win? Comment below and let's start the video without any further ado. NASA relies on SpaceX to make its space exploration ambitions a reality just got a little greater. Almost $3 billion greater. On April 17, SpaceX won $2.89 billion contract for exclusive rights to provide a moon lander for NASA to use in its flagship mission of the decade. The lander is the third crucial component of the Artemis mission, the name given to NASA's revived lunar exploration which ended half a century ago with the Apollo missions. As part of Artemis, NASA's space launch rocket system will bring astronauts to the moon's orbit, tucked safely inside an Orion crew module. The astronauts will then transfer to SpaceX Starship spacecraft, still in prototype, in order to make the descent to the surface, and after the science is done, use it to ascend back to the Orion module and fly home. Aside from the sheer size of the sum of cash, this contract is a really big deal. Originally, SpaceX wasn't supposed to build the lander alone. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin had convened a national team with a host of aerospace veteran companies including Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper to develop a lander called Blue Moon. Defense contractor Dynetics had also been initially working on a prototype. NASA gave all three companies preliminary contracts to build a design and then planned to accept 2 bids for the mission itself. But Blue Origin and Corporation and Dynetics didn't make the cut. In the past, NASA has chosen multiple companies to work separately on the same project to encourage competition and ensure it has a backup plan. But SpaceX's proposal was the only one NASA could afford, according to the documents obtained by the Washington Post. With only so much money to play with, NASA has placed their bets on Elon Musk's company delivering the goods. The fate of Bezos' Blue Moon lander is now in jeopardy, as it was being specifically developed for the Artemis mission. This is not the case for Starship. That craft is an ongoing project for SpaceX and ultimately designed to take humans to Mars, whether they be NASA astronauts or not. Blue Origin faces setbacks elsewhere as well. The first launch of its heavy-lift rocket called New Glenn has been delayed from late 2021 into late 2022. It has also lost a 5-year contract to transport national security equipment into space for the Department of Defense in August 2020. The DoD instead selected SpaceX and the United Launch Alliance, which is a joint rocket venture from Lockheed Martin and Boeing. The space race, once a competition between rival countries, has become a battle of the billionaires. Among them is Mr. Tesla, Elon Musk, who seeks to colonize Mars with SpaceX venture, and Mr. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, who charts a future with his rocket manufacturer Blue Origin, where millions of humans are both living and working in space. Both are competing to develop the all-important lunar lander for NASA's Artemis mission in 2024. So how do these two galactic egos stack up? The planned Blue Origin New Glenn orbital rocket that could compete with SpaceX Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets may have its first launch in late 2022 at the earliest. It should be noted that QPR, Jeff Bezos' answer to Musk's Starlink internet satellite constellation, will launch on United Launch Alliance's Atlas V rockets and not on a New Glenn. SpaceX has a competitive advantage over Blue Origin when it comes to helping NASA return to the moon. A version of the SpaceX Starship won out over the Blue Origin, Blue Moon, and another designed by Dynetics for the first lunar human landing system, HLS. NASA believed that the Starship is a superior design. Also, the space agency is impressed that Musk is spending a lot of his own money developing the Starship. The stainless steel rocket recently achieved a milestone by not only successfully launching but landing intact without blowing up. Bezos has been reduced to filing an action with the Journal Accounting Office (GAO) complaining about the NASA decision. Even in the area of personal branding, Musk has stolen a march from Bezos. Politicians such as Sen, Bernie Sanders, and some in the media have inveighed against billionaires as a class that grinds down the workers and refuses to pay their fair share of taxes. The geeky, self-effacing Musk we saw on SNL turned out to be someone who is impossible to dislike, causing a seismic shift in his personal brand. Meanwhile, Bezos remains a bête noire for the left. Ironically, Blue Origin retains a lot of potentials to be the competition of SpaceX. According to a new book about Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com is consumed with envy of SpaceX. Nevertheless, he seems unable to jumpstart his space launch company out of the traditional aerospace innova and turn it into the swashbuckling, risk-taking enterprise that SpaceX has become. And this is it for today's video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. But in both cases, subscribe to my channel.